Today, I'll explain one of the most important data structures used in databases and file systems, the b+tree. A b+tree is a self-balancing search tree that keeps data sorted and allows us to search, insert, and delete records in logarithmic time. Now, it's actually an extension of the regular B tree, but here's the key difference. All the actual data is stored only in the leaf nodes, and these leaf nodes are linked together like a chain. Why are b+trees so important? Well, they're especially useful when your data is too large to fit entirely in memory, so you need to fetch it from disk. Popular databases like MySQL and file systems like New Technology File System use b+trees under the hood to keep operations fast and efficient. In this video, we'll start by understanding how a b+tree is structured. Then, step by step, we'll walk through searching, insertion, deletion, so you can see exactly how everything works. Let's start with the structure of a b+tree. A b+tree is made up of two types of nodes, internal nodes and leaf nodes. First, let's talk about internal nodes. These store only keys and child pointers. Think of them as signposts. They guide us where to search, but they don't actually store the data itself. Leaf nodes, on the other hand, store all the actual data or pointers to the data. And here's something important. They're linked together in a chain, which gives us fast sequential access. You can see here at the bottom, the yellow boxes are leaf nodes. The red dashed arrows between them are pointers, just like in a linked list, so we can move from one leaf to the next without going back up the tree. This linking makes range queries very efficient. For example, if we want all keys between 40 and 79, we search for 40 once, then follow the arrows through 43, 55, 62, and 79. No need to restart the search for each key. Now, every b+tree has what we call an order, usually written as M. This defines the maximum number of children an internal node can have. For example, in an order 4b+tree, each internal node can have at most 4 children and at most 3 keys. Also, except for the root, all nodes must be at least half full. Here's a key property. All leaf nodes are at the same level. This balance is crucial because it ensures every search takes exactly the same number of steps from root to leaf. For example, in our diagram, the root has the key 45, which splits the data into left and right halves. Each internal node narrows the search further, and at the bottom, all the leaf nodes are linked in sorted order. So, how do we actually search in a b+tree? We always start at the root and compare the search key with the keys in the current node. If the key is smaller, we follow the left pointer. If it's bigger, we follow the right pointer. If it's in between, we follow the pointer between those two keys. Let's say we're searching for 62. We start at the root key 45. Since 62 is greater than 45, we move to the right child. That node has keys 70 and 83. Since 62 is smaller than 70, we go to the left child, and there we find 55 and 62 in the leaf node. The key point is, no matter what key we search for, the number of steps from root to leaf is always the same because the tree is balanced. That's what gives us log n search time. Let's look at how new values are inserted into a b+tree. Step 1, just like search, we start at the root, follow the keys down, and find the correct leaf node for the new value. Step 2, insert the key in sorted order inside that leaf. If the leaf still has room, we're done. But if the leaf overflows, meaning it now has more keys than allowed, we split it into 2 nodes. The middle key moves up to the parent as a separator. The splitting process is very similar to what I explained in my b-tree insertion video, so check that out for the detailed steps. Just remember, in a b+tree, the promoted key stays in the leaf as well. In our current tree, if we insert 35, we search and land in the leaf 30 and 34, 40, 43. We insert it in order, so it becomes, it's 30, 34, and 35, 43, 40. If promoting causes the parent to overflow, we keep splitting upward, and if the root overflows, we create a new root. The important part is, after every insertion, the tree stays balanced, and all leaves remain at the same level. Now let's see how deletion works in a b+tree. Just like with insertion, we start by searching for the key we want to delete. And remember, since this is a b+tree, all the actual data lives in the leaf nodes. Let's work through an example. Here's our tree. Now, let's say we want to delete the number 62. First, we search for it. We start from the root, Follow the path to the right of 45, then to the left of 70, and we find 62 in the leaf node that contains 55, 62. Before we delete, here's the rule. We delete first, then if the node underflows, we try borrowing from a sibling. If borrowing isn't possible, we merge. So let's delete 62 so that leaf now contains just 55. In an order 4 tree, a leaf must have at least 2 keys, so this is an underflow. We check if borrowing is possible, but the sibling 79, 80 already has the minimum, so it can't lend. The last option is merge. To merge, we simply combine 55 with the sibling 79, 80, making 55, 79, 80, and then remove the parent key 70. In a B+ tree, 70 is only a separator, so it's fine to delete it. Now let's see a case where borrowing is possible. Suppose we want to delete 86, just like before, we first delete it. The leaf 86, 88 becomes 88, which breaks the minimum keys rule. We check borrowing, and this time it works because the left sibling has 3 keys more than the minimum. So we borrow, move the boundary key 80 over. Now the leaves are 55, 79, and 80, 88, and we update the parent separator to 80. The main goal throughout this whole process is to keep the tree balanced. After deletion, all leaves must remain at the same level, and the tree structure must satisfy all the B+ tree properties. Alright, let's wrap this up with the key takeaways. A B+ tree is a self-balancing search tree where all the data lives in the leaf nodes, and those leaves are linked together for fast-range queries. Here's what makes them powerful. Searching, inserting, and deleting all work in log n time because the tree stays perfectly balanced. When a node gets too full, we split it. When it gets too empty, we borrow from neighbors or merge with siblings. Thank you for watching. If this was helpful, give it a like and subscribe for more algorithms and data structure videos.